You have to see this.
Barbara Snyder, when she was in high school, contracted multiple sclerosis. She was diagnosed at the Mayo Clinic, so we have all those records from the Mayo Clinic. She deteriorated very quickly. And over the next decade or so, she had multiple hospitalizations to the point where one of her doctors said, she is one of the most hopelessly ill patients I've ever treated. Next time she gets pneumonia, we're just gonna have to let her die because we're just prolonging the inevitable. So here she is in hospice, she's dying at her home. Somebody called up WMBI, the Christian radio station at Moody Bible Institute in Chicago, because she lived in Wheaton, Illinois, and said, would you just ask people to pray for this poor woman who's dying? Well, we documented that over 450 people began praying for her because they wrote her letters saying, I'm praying for you. So on Pentecost Sunday, she's there in her bedroom, and she has two friends who are reading her some of these letters of people saying they're praying for you. And all of a sudden, she hears a voice from the corner of the room, the voice of God, saying, get up, my child, and walk. And she pulls the tube from her throat so she could talk, and she says, God just told me to get up and walk. Go get my parents. And so they ran out to get, but she couldn't wait. She jumped out of bed.
And she hasn't walked in 7 years?
She hadn't walked in 7 years. Her mother comes in, falls to her knees, grabs her calves, and said, your muscles have come back.
Oh my God.
Well, it's Pentecost Sunday. They go to their church to thank God, and there's a service that night. The service had already started. The pastor gets up and says, does anybody have any announcements?
Boy, do I.
Boy, do I. So Barbara comes walking down the center aisle. The place freaks out because they'd never seen her except in a wheelchair for 7 years. And they began singing Amazing Grace. I once was blind and now I see.
Wow.
And the next day she goes to one of her doctors. And he said later, he said, when I saw her walking toward my office, my first thought was, oh, she died. This is a ghost. Because this is medically impossible.